Hi, my name is Jamie Ortega, and this is a short story that I wrote a while back called The Sphere and the Needle. So about 25 years ago, I found myself with either spare time or I was in time out, I don't know. So I bought a bus ticket to New York City, and I had very little money. I didn't have anywhere to stay. I didn't know anybody there. And I got on the bus, and before I knew it, I arrived at Grand Central Terminal in Manhattan late one evening, and I stayed close to there that night because I didn't know where to go, especially in the dark. But I did talk to some people, and felt like I knew one person from a couple of decades earlier, and he helped me out a lot. He showed me where I could get a boarding room in Queens, and where I could find work quickly in Manhattan. So I did that. I got the room in Queens, and the next morning I figured out the subway, and I went all the way to Manhattan, and I was working within an hour. I was moving boxes or something. And every day the work was getting harder and going to different places, and that's not why I went to New York. So I would just walk around checking out the city a lot. And one day I was in Soho, and I came upon what I thought was an art gallery, but it turned out to be a satellite Guggenheim exhibit in a smaller venue. And when I went in, the title of the show was Japanese Art After 1945. And the first thing that caught my eye was a big 4 foot by 8 foot piece of art on the wall, and I walked up to it, and it was covered completely in tiny U.S. airmail stamps, 4 feet by 8 feet, just covered. And it appeared to me to be the postage for the largest airmail delivery ever delivered. And when I looked to my right, my thoughts were confirmed when I saw the aviator sunglasses melted into a chunk of glass with other World War II objects, tiny objects. And it was very interesting. I walked throughout the exhibit, and then the last thing I saw in there was a pedestal that was standing by itself with nothing around it. And it was a pedestal with a glass box on top of it. And I moved closer to it. I saw the name Yoko Ono on it, and I looked into the box, and there was a glass sphere and a needle. And beneath it, it said that this glass sphere is smaller than the point of this needle in your mind. And I smiled, and I thought, well. And suddenly, the Gulf of Mexico was before me. Gentle waves were warming my feet as they sunk just a little deeper into the agitated sand. The sky, the smell, the perfect summer breeze. It was all very real. Right then, right there, with my eyes wide open in Soho. I think I was summoned to New York by the needle and the sphere. I went all the way to New York to end up in Mississippi in my mind. Wow.